Mr. Barnes, why does Sam aggravate you?
15 seconds to drop. So what's our plan? Great.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really nice talking to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Malcolm, hello. Thank you for
Hello.
having me. Nice to see you. Well, I'm sorry if you've been asked this question all day long. I hope you can be like Captain America, doing the same thing all day long. But, well, right now you are developing Captain America 4. And I gotta say that it came as a huge surprise to the audience and also to me. Expect from this film, is it going to continue with the tone and style you set on the series, or is it going to be more like the previous Captain America films? What can you share with me?
You're gonna be disappointed, Gabby. I have not heard directly from Kevin that this is happening, so who knows if there will.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, okay. That's just an internet rumor right now.
Oh, is it? All right, I didn't know. I mean, I saw this on IMDb, so I thought it was like official.
Oh, wow. I'm learning all this as I'm talking to you.
Well, I gotta say also, Malcolm, that I really find it fascinating that the way that the production saw an opportunity in the way that they knew or thought Marvel fans would react, you know, when Captain America gave his shield to Falcon, a black superhero. And the fact that they absorb this information and use it in its favor to make a statement on racism, for me, it's something amazing. I really love this.
I agree.
So I wanted to know, was this a decision you planned along with Avengers Endgame or after?
It was, I don't remember now when I came onto the project, right? But I do know this, being in the writer's room, we talked about that. We all talked about this moment in the Endgame. That's right. That's right. We started before. Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to say that. I will say this. A huge jumping off point, meaning the beginning, the big bang, the blossom for this show was that line at the end of Endgame when Sam says it feels like it belongs to someone else.
Right.
That comes from doubt. And that's where our story began. Like, we had the option. We could have started off this series with him holding the shield and going off being Captain America, but we knew that he had doubt, and as a black man righteously had doubt and ambivalence about it. And so, yeah, that from the moment one, that was a part of, we knew his journey was going to be.
Amazing. I love that. The conversation around racism is very straightforward. It's something that I really love. Were you at some point afraid on how the audience would react to this?
I don't think we were ever afraid of how the audience would react, but we definitely wanted to make sure that we presented the story, you know, by definition, at the very beginning, when I started this project, I felt it was the most important story of the century because we were taking on racism which is an ongoing story. You know, granted, while we were shooting, the world, you know, really dug in with the Black Lives Matter and the Me Too of it, but that's not new. So we had written the scripts long before any of that happened. So it just indicated how relevant this conversation is and needs to be ongoing, and we must not give it up. So we were never afraid of audience reaction, but I think we were very, very sure that we needed to get it right and push the envelope as far as we could. To Marvel's credit, they always do. So they never back off, and we trusted the audience to understand, and they did. They are taking on this conversation in exactly the way we hoped they would, which is to say there's more conversation, you know, and that's really, we didn't tie it up with a nice bow. We opened the door to continue it. And that's what Sam says. He says, you can do better. And he says to the, you know, you've got all the power. Now, what are you going to do with it? And that to me, I think is really summing up the show in a very, very wonderful way.
Well, you have a long, very prolific career directing TV series. So I wanted to ask you, which new experiences did this series bring you as a director?
Well, I think authoring all 6 was really important, and I really enjoyed the, you know, we really made it as a 6-hour feature. And I think that was really important to authoring it, giving it its own look and style and a cohesive, I want to say signature, not just cinema, but even through the performances of it, so that we really could capture, because I was helming all of them, we could capture what maybe happened in a scene early on. We could, figure out, oh, that happened there. Let's change this scene at the end because we know what happened here. And so that it gives you a lot more dexterity, a lot more ability to put your to allow the series to have one unified thought. And when you fracture it up with a lot of different people, it's a little harder to do that.
Yeah, I really appreciated that, because at the end of one episode, we saw something, and then right at the beginning of the next one, the story continued. It was like, thank you,
Right.
You didn't left us with that awful, feeling in the stomach. So I love that. And as my final question, Marvel has a huge audience, mostly kids and teens, I gotta say, but this series is very mature. So when you were developing the story, who was your main target audience? Was it more for adults, or you had in mind also the kids?
I think you write, when you're working on Marvel, you write the best story you can write. Marvel fans, I think, are every age, you know what I'm saying? And you just try and write something that will be great for whoever watches it. And then, let the chips fall where they will. All
right. Thank you, Malcolm. I'm happy to see you. I saw you at D23 when we had no idea. I didn't have no idea what to ask at that moment because I didn't know anything about the series. But I'm so excited that it came really, really cool. I love the series.
I appreciate that, Gabby. And nice seeing you again post D23.
Yeah, I really loved it. Thank you so much, Corey, for your time and for the series.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Hello, girl, kick your ass. All right.